welcome to the Momentum Mindset, the podcast where we make huge changes in our lives. I'm your host, Maya.
And I'm Leo. It's great to be with you today. So, Maya, let's talk about something I think everyone can relate to: the giant, intimidating to-do list.
Ah, yes, the overlord. That list of massive goals: write a novel, get a promotion, run a marathon. They stare at you from a whiteboard, and most days you just feel stuck.
Exactly. You feel like if you can't cross off one of those huge items, you haven't accomplished anything. It's an all-or-nothing mindset, and it's exhausting, which is why today we're talking about the complete opposite. We're talking about the power of small wins. Short transitional sound effect.
Part 1. What is a small win? So let's define our terms. When we say small win, what are we actually talking about, Leo? Because I think some people hear that and just think, oh, so I should celebrate doing the dishes?
Well, you can, but it's deeper than that. A small win isn't just a completed task. It's a moment of positive progress. It's any intentional action you take that moves you forward, even by an inch.
I love that distinction. It's not about the task itself, but about the momentum it creates. For example, your goal might be eat healthier, a huge, vague goal. A small win isn't, I ate a perfect diet today. A small win is, I added a handful of spinach to my eggs this morning.
Precisely. Or your goal is clean the cluttered garage. That's a weekend-long project that's easy to put off. A small win is, I spent 10 minutes and cleared one corner. You haven't finished, but you've started. You've proven to yourself that you can do it.
I had a perfect example of this last week. I've been putting off this big report for work. The thought of writing all 20 pages was paralyzing. So on Monday, my only goal was open the document and write the title and one good opening sentence.
And how did that feel?
Honestly, it was a game changer. It took 2 minutes, but suddenly the document wasn't a scary blank page anymore. It was a report in progress. That tiny action broke the inertia, and the next day, writing a full paragraph felt so much easier.
That's the magic right there. You're lowering the barrier to entry so low that you can't say no. A small win is an action so small, it's easier to do it than to argue with yourself about not doing it.
Part 2. The science and psychology of momentum. So we know what it is, but why is this so effective? It feels almost too simple. There's actually some fascinating psychology at play here.
Absolutely. It starts with our brain chemistry. When you accomplish a task, even a tiny one, your brain releases a small amount of dopamine. That's the neurotransmitter associated with pleasure, motivation, and reward.
So when you make your bed and you look at it and think, hey, I did that, you're getting a tiny, healthy hit of dopamine.
Exactly. And your brain likes that feeling. It thinks, okay, what else can I do to get another hit? This creates what's called a feedback loop of productivity. You do a small thing, feel good, and that good feeling motivates you to do the next thing.
There's a concept from Harvard Business School research called the progress principle. Researchers Teresa Amabile and Stephen Kramer analyzed thousands of work diary entries and found that the single most powerful motivator was making progress in meaningful work. And the key was that even small, incremental progress, what they called small wins, had a huge impact on people's mood and drive.
And it combats that feeling of overwhelm, which is a major source of anxiety. When you're looking at a mountain, you feel powerless. But when you're just looking at the next step right in front of you, it's manageable. You're taking back control.
It also builds a different kind of identity. If you consistently have small wins related to fitness, like you go for a 10-minute walk every day, you stop seeing yourself as someone who needs to get in shape. You start seeing yourself as someone who is active.
That is such a crucial point. It's not about what you do, it's about who you become. A small win is a vote for the person you want to be. One walk is a vote for I'm a walker. Meditating for 1 minute is a vote for I'm a calm person.
Right, it builds self-efficacy, the belief in your own ability to succeed. You're building a library of evidence that you are capable and that you follow through on your intentions. Part 3, how to put it into practice.
Okay, so we're sold on the concept. For listeners who want to start incorporating this today, what are some practical, concrete ways to do it?
My absolute favorite is to ditch the to-do list and start a done list or a ta-da list.
A ta-da list. I love that.
At the end of the day, instead of looking at all the things you didn't do, take 2 minutes to write down everything you accomplished. And be generous, like answered that difficult email, drank a full bottle of water, didn't hit snooze, took the stairs instead of the elevator.
That reframes your entire day from a perspective of lack to one of accomplishment. It's so simple but so powerful. Another tip is to define your win the night before and make it stupidly small.
What do you mean by stupidly small?
I mean, a goal so tiny, you almost laugh at it. For example, if you want to start journaling, your goal for tomorrow isn't write a page. It's open my journal. That's it. That's the win.
Because once the journal is open, you'll probably write something. You're just taking the pressure off.
Exactly. My win for tomorrow is put my running shoes on and step outside. I don't have to run, I just have to get outside. 9 times out of 10, I'll go for a short run anyway. But if I don't, I still got my win for the day.
Another key part is the acknowledgement. Don't just do the thing and rush to the next. Take a literal second. When you finish that 10-minute garage cleanup, pause, look at the clean corner, and say to yourself, nice, good job. That internal praise is what solidifies the habit.
Yes, celebrate it. You don't need a parade, a mental high five is enough. It's about being mindful of your own progress.
It's also about reframing. Let's say you had a goal to not check social media for the first hour of the day, and you only made it 30 minutes. The old mindset says, I failed. The small wins mindset says, wow, I went 30 minutes without social media. That's 29 minutes more than yesterday. That's a win.
Progress, not perfection. That should be the mantra.
Conclusion and takeaway challenge. Gentle, thoughtful music begins to fade in softly in the background. So, to bring it all together, focusing on small wins isn't about lowering your standards. It's about building a sustainable system for success.
It's about swapping that feeling of overwhelming pressure for a daily dose of momentum and self-trust. It's about focusing on the process, not just the outcome.
So, for our listeners, we want to leave you with a small challenge, a small win, if you will.
For the rest of today, we challenge you to identify and acknowledge just 3 small wins. They can be things you've already done or things you're about to do. Maybe it's finally sending that text message you've been avoiding. Maybe it's stretching for 60 seconds. Maybe it's just taking a deep breath when you felt stressed.
Write them down on a sticky note, in your phone, or just say them out loud. Experience what it feels like to consciously acknowledge your own progress. See how it shifts your energy for the rest of the day.
We'd love to hear how it goes. You can find us on all the socials at Momentum Mindset.
That's all the time we have for today. Remember, big journeys are just a collection of small steps. Focus on the step you're taking right now.
Thanks for tuning in.
Outro music swells to full volume.